Welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today we're tackling a question that seems purely geographical on the surface.
Right. The location of the biblical temple.
Exactly, but it turns out to be deeply theological.
Very much so.
And we're approaching it maybe a bit differently today, starting with seven, well, seemingly separate verses from across the Bible.
Leviticus, Numbers, Psalms, Judges.
Lamentations, Matthew, 2 Chronicles. It seems quite scattered.
But when you look closely, they weave together. They tell a surprisingly coherent story. A theological one.
About its nature and its location.
Precisely. Our mission, you could say, for this deep dive is uncovering the nature and location of the true sanctuary.
Looking at its establishment?
Its defilement, and then its restoration.
Okay.
And you'll see this kind of thematic arc gives us a really powerful way to understand not just the history.
But ongoing debates about sacred sites, too.
Absolutely.
So let's unpack that. How do these verses from, Leviticus all the way to Matthew tell one story?
Well, when you put them side by side, a clear progression emerges. This thematic arc focusing on sacred space.
Okay.
It really starts with the establishment. Think Leviticus 1.15 or Numbers 7.49.
The altar, the offerings.
Yes, the meticulous details. It's defining a specific, divinely chosen place for sacrifice, for national holiness.
A foundation of holiness. And from there, what happens next in this arc?
Then comes the corruption. Psalm 14.2 is key here.
God looking down.
Yes, and seeing a universal human failure. No one seeking him. It sets the stage, theologically, for how a people's spiritual state impacts their sacred places.
Okay.
And you see that play out vividly in Judges 9.28, illegitimate authority. It defiles the holy context.
It's a strong connection. So defilement leads to, what's the outcome?
The unavoidable consequence, according to the text, is desolation. Reproach.
Like in Lamentations 5.1.
Exactly. That desperate plea, remember, O Lord. It's a picture of loss and ruin connected to that prior corruption.
A really bleak point in the arc. How does it turn around? Is there restoration?
There is. And that's the triumphant conclusion. Divine restoration.
Yeah.
Matthew 28.3 is powerful here.
The angel at the tomb.
Right. A glorious angelic appearance. A theophany, really. A divine manifestation.
At a new holy site.
A new holy site.
Yeah.
Signaling a new beginning. Overcoming that death and desolation we saw earlier.
Wow. Okay, so that whole arc, establishment, corruption, consequence, restoration, what does it tell us about the physical spot? The Temple Mount versus the City of David debate?
Well, this theological framework, it aligns very strongly with the traditional location.
Mount Moriah, the Temple Mount.
Yes. 2 Chronicles 3.1 couldn't be much clearer. Solomon built the temple there.
On Mount Moriah at Ornan the Jebusites' threshing floor.
A place divinely pointed out, linked to judgment stopping, to mercy.
And what about all the language of going up to the temple? Does that fit?
It fits perfectly. Crucial point, actually.
Psalm 122.1. Let us go up to the house of the Lord.
And 1 Kings 8.1, bringing the ark up out of the city of David to the temple.
Which reflects the geography.
Exactly. Moriah is higher. It reflects the topography of sacredness. You ascend to the holier place.
But there are strong arguments linking Zion, specifically with the city of David, the lower area, and the Gihon Spring is there.
That's true, and those points are often raised. The alternative theory often hinges on an earlier, perhaps more limited definition of Zion.
Before the temple was built higher up.
Precisely. The term seems to have expanded to include the Temple Mount once the sanctuary was established there.
Okay, and the spring. The temple needed water.
It did, vast amounts. But think about the molten sea, that huge bronze basin. The temple complex used massive cisterns, aqueducts, a sophisticated water system.
Not just a single spring?
Not solely reliant on one, no. And again, that consistent biblical language of going up to worship, it just doesn't fit placing the temple down in the city of David.
So the themes we started with.
The altar, judgment, legitimate authority, desolation, divine revelation. And they all converge really quite strongly on Mount Moriah.
It's like the theology points to the geography.
In a way, yes. It suggests a divinely appointed location.
Now, there is also an ancillary finding you mentioned, something that helps connect these areas.
Yes, the offal.
Which means?
Mound or bulge. It's that fortified slope, the rising ground, that physically links the lower city of David up to the higher Temple Mount.
So it's a connector.
A literal path of ascent. It helps resolve that tension, showing them as distinct areas, sure, but part of one connected sacred complex. With a clear hierarchy, you go up to the Temple Mount.
That makes a lot of sense spatially. Okay, wrapping this up, what really stands out to you from this whole deep dive?
For me, it's how these seemingly random verses, when you listen closely, reveal such a profound, embedded theological message about God's sanctuary.
The internal coherence of the text itself.
Exactly. And it reinforces that the location wasn't just, convenient real estate. It was presented as a matter of divine revelation, God's specific will.
Not just human choice or tradition. That's a powerful takeaway. It really makes you think, doesn't it? When you look at various sacred sites around the world, how much of their significance is truly rooted in that kind of divine appointment versus how much might be, well, layers of human tradition built up over time?
A very relevant question.
Definitely something for you, our listeners, to ponder as you continue your own deep dives.